that the low living wage, that not all people who will be affected by this minimum wage increase will necessarily require an increased minimum wage, as some areas with the minimum wage do not have as high living costs as New York or other big cities. But we would like to argue that we believe that it's a step in the right direction. That the federal minimum wage has not changed since 2009, and again, the inflation rate currently is at 2%, and the purchasing power of that $7.25 that was implemented 5 years ago is not the same as it is now, and there definitely needs to be something done about that. As for wage push inflation, our opponents say that this is bad for small companies, but I'd like to cite an example then by Lorraine Woolard and Victoria Stilwell. They found that in 2004, San Francisco became the first municipality to set its own minimum wage, increasing it to $8.50. A 2007 study led by Dubé, an economist at the University of Massachusetts, compared restaurants in the city and the adjacent East Bay before and after the increase. And they found that there is no significant effect on employment or hours worked. And so increasing the minimum wage does not have a statistically significant effect on employment or the amount of hours given to workers. And as for the U.S., our opponent argues that the increasing the minimum wage will lead to the U.S. dollar value going down, and questions the logic in raising the minimum wage and its benefits to companies in the economy. Well, let's see. In the article by Bryce Coburn, he found that other studies have found that while some job losses may occur, there can still be an economic net gain, thanks to the fact that so many workers will have so much more money to spend. And so by increasing the minimum wage, we're stimulating the economy by giving our consumers more money to spend into the economy, and thus strengthening it. And as for the increased cost of living in cities such as New York, coming from things such as stricter laws and regulations, in the end, it doesn't matter that much where the higher cost of living comes from, but what still remains the fact is that something should be done, and I believe that raising the minimum wage is the correct step.